Privilege to extend a warm welcome to Dr. Renu Nanda, Professor of Education, University of Jammu, for the final Viva examination of our Ph.D. scholar, Ms. Gagandeep Kaur. Her work is on influence of academic burnout and disengagement on academic performance of college students, the mediating role of academic procrastination. Ma'am, we deeply appreciate your time and expertise in evaluating her research work. Ma'am has more than 30 years of teaching and research experience. She has published and presented more than 200 research papers in numerous national and international conferences, seminars, and workshops in India and abroad as well. She acted as resource person in more than 200 events of national and international importance. She is the former head of PG Department of Education, Dean Faculty of Education, University of Jammu. She has convened Board of Studies in Teacher Education, National Education Policy Cell, University of Jammu and Vidyanjali Cell, University of Jammu. Madam, I request you to grant permission to her for starting her final presentation.
All right, thank you very much. So we'll be wishing you all the best.
Thank you.
And the presentation has said 30 minutes. What?
Okay, ma'am. A very good afternoon to respected panel members and dear research scholars. I, Gagandeep Kaur, under the supervision of Dr. Nimisha Beri ma'am, here going to present my report on the topic Influence of Academic Burnout and Disengagement on the Academic Performance of College Students, the Mediating Role of Academic Procrastination. Here comes the operational definitions. In the present study, the academic burnout is defined as a serious illness that leads to the physical and emotional depletion of energy, results in the frustration caused due to the long-term academic course in the college. Disengagement here refers to the student disengagement, which means disconnections, non-involvements and detachment of the students from different activities conducted in the classroom. It refers to the permanent behavior of the undergraduate students towards the academic task. Academic performance in this study refers to the marks or the grades obtained by the student in all the subjects at the end of his or her semester or term. And academic procrastination here refers to a special form of delaying or postponing the college task and activities assigned to the students as they show disinterest in performing these tasks. The rationale behind the study is that in this competitive world, an individual needs to be successful in life. During the last year, pressure among the students to choose the right discipline in the right institution has commenced in schools. It further continues from school life to college life, as in colleges, the students are more prone to self-study, note preparation, library visits, rather than spoon-feeding by the teachers in school. They have to prepare their assignments, sessional work in the due course of time in colleges. In addition, this age period has been thought as a period of stress and storm, where multiple thoughts enter and exist from their mind. Very few studies are evidenced where the researchers had taken the sample of undergraduate students. There is need to study particularly first year undergraduate students, because after school, first year in college is a period where they have to make the multiple adjustments in personal as well as in their academic field. Objectives of the study: to study the level of academic burnout, disengagement, academic performance and academic procrastination among the college students, to find out the difference in these variables among the college students with regard to their gender, locale and stream, to find out the relationship of academic burnout and disengagement with academic performance, to find out the relationship of academic procrastination with the academic performance, to find out the interrelationship of academic burnout and disengagement with academic procrastination, to verify the influence of academic burnout, disengagement, academic procrastination on the academic performance of the college students, to verify the mediating role of academic procrastination on the relationship between academic burnout and academic performance of the college students, to verify the influence mediating role of academic procrastination on the relationship between disengagement and academic performance of the college students. Here comes the hypothesis. There exists no significant difference in academic burnout, disengagement, academic performance, and academic procrastination among college students with regard to their gender, locale, and stream. There exists no significant relationship between academic burnout and disengagement with academic performance. There exists no significant relationship between academic procrastination with academic performance. There exists no significant interrelationship of academic burnout and disengagement with academic procrastination. Academic burnout, disengagement, and academic procrastination do not influence the academic performance of the college students. Academic procrastination does not mediate the relationship between academic burnout and academic performance of the college students, and disengagement and the academic performance of the college students. Here comes the research gap. There is a huge dearth of relevant literature, especially the national studies in the area of disengagement. Studies related to the goal disengagement, school, academic, psychological, and student disengagement have been studied. But there is a lack of studies related to disengagement as a whole in special context to the Punjab state. After review, very less number of studies has been found related to the disengagement and procrastination, and far less research is seen in the studies related to the Majha, Doaba and the Malwa region of Punjab. During the review, it was found that academic procrastination was studied with the different variables like self-esteem, peer pressure, goal disengagement. The variable of academic procrastination has been explored separately with goal disengagement, burnout, and academic performance, but there are very less studies where all these above said variables are taken together. It was found that the sample of most of the studies were the university students and the school students. Very few studies are evidenced where the researchers had taken the sample of the undergraduate students. There is need to study particularly first year undergraduate students, because after school, first year in college is a period where they have to make the multiple adjustments in their life. There is a lack of research studies regarding the disengagement among undergraduates in context to the Punjab state. Disengagement, along with its various dimensions, would be an interesting area to explore upon. Few studies on academic procrastination and academic burnout among college students were reviewed, but there is a lack of research studies related to these variables in India, especially in the Punjab state, and this directs the investigator to carry out the investigation on this problem. Here comes the delimitations. Taken into account time, physical, and resources, this study was limited to the 50% of districts from Majha, Malwa and the Doaba region of Punjab. It was restricted to first year undergraduates only. The study was limited to those colleges where science, commerce and arts stream is available. It was limited to the co-educational colleges and among the regular students only. Significance of the study: during the last year in schools, pressure among the adolescent to choose the right discipline in the right institution has commenced. It further continues from the school life to the college life, as in schools, students are more prone to spoon feeding by the teachers rather than colleges. They have to prepare their notes, assignments and session work in the colleges. In addition, this age period has been referred as a period of stress and storm, where multiple thoughts enter and exist from the mind and sometimes results in the postponement of various activities. This postponement in education is termed as academic procrastination, which has negative impact on the performance of the students, leading to depression, frustration, anxiety, guilt. For students, this study will help to manage the delays and prioritize their tasks to avoid procrastination, which adversely affect their academic performance. The results pertaining to the disengagement on the part of students is the reasons behind their poor academic performance, which may help in improving their grades by taking decisions wisely. Academic burnout is the main reason behind the different behavior among the students. It influences the relationship between teachers and students. The problem of burnout in college is difficult to recognize as students are used to high level of stress due to their work, but if the problem is ignored, it leads to severe health issues such as depression and anxiety. For teachers and the administrators, it will be helpful to handle those students who generally procrastinate in the classroom and understands the reasons behind their procrastination. It is helpful for the college administrator to keep an eye on the burnout issues and frame guidelines in the recommendation of the study, and it provides a policy sound base for the policy makers to use appropriate curriculum load for the students. For parents, it is helpful to identify the reasons why their children disengage from their academic tasks, and this study will help the teachers to use innovative methods and techniques in the classroom to make teaching more interesting and innovative. This study shall be very useful for the planners and the policy makers to frame the policies in the light of the recommendation of this study. Lastly, it will be very helpful for the administrator to understand the psychological needs of the students. Guidance cell may be set up in the colleges to solve the emotional and the stress-related problem of the students. Academic procrastination is a novel idea. Not much research has been done in this area, especially in the Punjab state. This study is of pivotal importance for the students, teachers, parents, policymakers, college administration. Keeping all these factors in mind, the investigator resolved to study the influence of academic burnout and disengagement on the academic performance of college students with the mediating role of academic procrastination. Sampling. A multi-stage random sampling technique was used. The area selected were Majha, Doaba and the Malwa region of Punjab. There are total 23 districts in Punjab state. The selection criteria for the district is 50% of the districts was taken from each region based on these 4 conditions. District was selected based on the highest enrollment of the undergraduate students. It represents both rural and the urban areas based on the stream and co-education. The college selected was co-education where arts, commerce and the science stream is available. From Majha region, Amritsar and Gurdaspur was selected, and from Doaba region, Jalandhar and Hoshiarpur was selected out of the 4 districts, and from Malwa region, Pachala, Ludhiana, Bathinda, Sangrur, Shri Muksar Sahib, Rupnagar and Fatehgarh Sahib was selected out of the 15 districts. The sample comprised of 1320 undergraduate students of Punjab state. The sample was collected from 11 districts out of total 23 districts in Punjab. From each district, 1 college from the rural area, 1 from the urban area where arts, commerce and science stream were present. From each college, 60 students were selected randomly, 20 each from science, arts and commerce stream. Tools used to measure the academic burnout: the Copenhagen Burnout Inventory Student Version 2012 by Juliana Campos, Mary Corletto and Jayo Morocco was used. For disengagement, Student Disengagement Scale 2017 by Akiro Saito and Michelle Smith. To measure the academic performance, students' previous year marks and percentages was used. To measure the Academic Procrastination Scale 2016 by Dr. Alok Kumar Upadhyay and Dr. Meenu Singh was used. Statistical technique used in this research is mean, standard deviation, t-test, ANOVA, correlation, regression and post hoc test. Normality of the data is the important requisite to be fulfilled. A distribution is said to be normal if the skewness and the kurtosis values ranges between -1 and +1 and between -2 and +2 are acceptable for the normal distribution. And for academic burnout, the values of skewness is 0.267 and kurtosis is -0.918, which is between -1 and +1, indicating the data is normal. And with the disengagement, the skewness is 0.024 and kurtosis is -0.244, which is between -1 and +1, indicating the data is normal. For academic performance, the skewness is minus 0.080 and kurtosis is minus 0.571, which is between minus 1 and plus 1. And for academic procrastination, the skewness and kurtosis is minus 0.188 and minus 0.938 respectively, which indicates the data is normal. Here comes the findings of the study. For academic burnout, from the percentage analysis, it was found first year undergraduates undergoes low level of academic burnout, and there was no significant difference in academic burnout on the basis of gender and locale. Academic burnout of college students studying the commerce stream is higher than that of students studying the art stream, and no significant difference is found on the basis of science and commerce stream students. Dimensions of academic burnout, that is the personal burnout, studies related, classmate related, instructor related, possesses the average level of academic burnout. No significant difference in these dimensions is found among undergraduate students on the basis of gender and locale. There is no significant difference in dimension personal burnout and instructor related burnout, whereas there is a significant difference in the dimensions studies related burnout and classmate related burnout among the college students studying the arts, science and the commerce stream. It was found that studies related burnout of college students in science stream is higher than that of the students in art stream. While talking about disengagement, 58.9% undergraduate college students have low level of disengagement. Female college students have higher level of disengagement than the male students, and no significant difference is found in disengagement on the basis of locale and on the basis of streams. Dimensions of disengagement, namely emotional, social, behavioral and cognitive disengagement, have the average level of disengagement. Female students have higher level of social, behavioral and the cognitive disengagement, and no significant difference is found in emotional disengagement on the basis of gender. While talking about the rural and the urban college students, no significant difference in dimension, emotion and cognitive disengagement, whereas social and behavioral disengagement, there is a significant difference in this. A significant difference in emotional, social and the cognitive disengagement among the college students in arts, science and the commerce streams, but there is no significant difference in the behavioral disengagement among the college students studying arts, science and the commerce stream. Post hoc test reveals that the no significant difference in emotional social disengagement, where in cognitive disengagement test reveals that the students studying arts have higher level than that of the students studying the science stream. While talking about the academic performance, percentage analysis reveal that the majority of the undergraduate college students have low level of academic performance. Female college students have higher level of academic performance. Urban college students have higher level of academic performance than the rural college students. A significant difference in the academic performance on the basis of stream is found. Academic performance of college students studying the science and commerce stream is higher than that of the students studying the art stream. But there is no significant difference in the academic performance of college students studying the science and the commerce stream. While talking about the academic procrastination, first year undergraduate students have low level of academic procrastination. Male college students have higher level of academic procrastination. Rural college students have higher level of academic procrastination, and no significant difference is found on the basis of stream among the undergraduate students. Dimensions of the academic procrastination: time management, task aversiveness and laziness possesses the average level of academic procrastination, and no significant difference is found in time management on the basis of gender. Male college students are more lazy and have higher task aversiveness. No significant difference is found in time management and laziness of academic procrastination on the basis of locale, where rural college students have higher task aversiveness as compared to the urban students. No significant difference in task aversiveness and laziness of academic procrastination among the college students in humanities, science and the commerce stream, but a significant difference is found in time management of academic procrastination. Post hoc test reveals that the students of commerce stream have higher level of time management than the science stream students. Results pertaining to the correlation: a significant negative relationship exists between academic burnout and academic performance of undergraduate students in special context to the male and female, rural and urban, and on the basis of stream. No significant relationship exists between disengagement and the academic performance among male students, where among the females a significant relationship exists between these two. On the basis of locale, it is found no significant relationship exists between disengagement and academic performance among rural and the urban students, and no significant difference exists between these two variables in science and art stream, and a significant positive relationship is found between disengagement and the academic performance among commerce students. A significant positive relationship exists between these two variables among the undergraduates. With regard to the gender, it is found a positive relationship between academic burnout and academic procrastination among the college students. It is found a significant positive relationship between these two variables on the basis of locale. It is found no significant relationship exists between these two variables in art stream, but a significant positive relationship exists between these two in the science and commerce stream. A significant positive relationship is found between these two variables among the undergraduates. Findings showed a significant negative relationship between disengagement and academic performance on the procrastination on the basis of gender, locale, and stream. When these variables are analyzed dimension-wise, a significant negative relationship exists between personal burnout and academic performance, study-related burnout and academic performance, classmate-related burnout and academic performance, lastly, instructor-related burnout and academic performance among the college students. The findings revealed a positive relationship is found between emotional disengagement and academic performance, behavioral disengagement and academic performance, and no significant relationship exists between social disengagement, cognitive disengagement, and the academic performance of the college student. Dimension-wise, it is found a significant negative relationship between time management and academic performance, task aversiveness and academic performance, laziness and the academic performance of the undergraduate students. A significant negative relationship was found between academic procrastination and academic performance on the basis of gender, on the basis of locale, and on the basis of stream. No significant relationship exists between these two variables having the art streams, and a significant negative relationship is discovered between these two variables in science and commerce undergraduate students. A significant negative relationship exists between academic procrastination and academic performance among the college undergraduates. A significant negative correlation exists between personal burnout and emotional disengagement, between personal burnout and behavioral disengagement, where no significant relationship exists between personal burnout and social disengagement, personal burnout and cognitive disengagement. While talking about studies-related burnout, a significant negative relationship is found between studies-related burnout and emotional disengagement, studies-related burnout and behavioral disengagement, where no significant relationship exists between studies-related burnout and social disengagement, studies-related burnout and cognitive disengagement. A negative relationship exists between classmate-related burnout and emotional disengagement, classmate-related burnout and the behavioral disengagement, where no significant relationship exists between classmate-related burnout and social disengagement, classmate-related burnout and cognitive disengagement. The findings showed a significant negative relationship was found between instructor-related burnout and emotional disengagement, and no significant relationship exists between instructor-related burnout and social disengagement, instructor-related burnout and behavioral disengagement, and lastly with the cognitive disengagement. When studied individually, academic burnout has significant influence on the academic performance of college students, and disengagement and academic procrastination has the significant influence on the academic performance of the college students. While verifying the influence of these three variables collectively on the academic performance of college students, it is found that academic burnout has significant influence on the performance of students in academics, where disengagement and academic procrastination has no significant influence on the academic performance of college students. Results pertaining to the mediation. Higher level of academic burnout is associated with the higher level of academic procrastination with lower levels of the academic performance. It indicated a positive relationship between these two variables with no mediation effect of any other variable between academic burnout and academic procrastination. It suggested a negative relationship between academic burnout and academic performance is found with a small indirect mediation effect of other variable through the academic procrastination. The findings reveal that there is a negative relationship between academic procrastination and academic performance with no mediation effect of any other variable between these two. Disengagement was not associated with the higher level of academic procrastination, where higher level of disengagement are associated with the lower academic performance. It revealed a negative relationship between disengagement and academic procrastination with no mediation effect of any other variable between these two. It is found a positive relationship between disengagement and academic performance along with the small mediation effect of the other variables through academic procrastination. It is concluded a negative relationship between academic procrastination and academic performance with no mediation effect of any other variable between these two. Here comes the recommendations. Make time for social activities that help undergraduates to overcome the personal burnout, where setting up the reasonable goals, better time management reduces study-related, classmate-related and instructor-related burnout among them. It is required to study and take break at the regular intervals for commerce undergraduates. When they feel tired, don't study and take some rest. Firstly, it is mandatory to understand the reasons behind the disengagement, active learning techniques, students' engagement with each other, give priority to the wellness issues of the undergraduates is recommended. Create a positive environment where female students can openly share their issues and the problems. Negative feedback should be discouraged. Female students should be aware of their talents and potentials. Child-centered education should be encouraged. Teacher acts as a friend, philosopher and guide, especially for the female students. Provide support and motivation to them with their work and show interest in their hobbies and skills. Above all, privacy of the girls' issues and concerns should be the top priority for the teacher. In rural colleges, there is a lack of quality teachers, poor classroom attendance and non-involvement of the students in the classroom. In rural colleges, teacher quality should be enhanced, involvement of the students in different curricular and co-curricular activities and more stress on the collaborative task. Among first-year undergraduates, it is necessary to build the self-study habits, utilizing the time wisely, set specific goals, enhance the classroom engagement among the students, and avoid procrastination in the class. Male students need to be more organized and systematic, build a positive attitude, identify their strengths and the weaknesses, and follow the college code of conduct. Ensure modern technology, internet connection, proper digital platforms, as well as train teachers who use modern methods and the techniques for effective teaching. Academic performance of undergraduates in humanities stream should be uplifted. More stress on the practice, critical thinking skills should be improved. Proper planning, organizing, goal setting, and positive attitude should be focused. Eliminate all the hurdles, obstacles, and the distractions in the way of study. It is recommended to make a plan focused on self-study and give reward for smaller moves, which leads to motivation. Prefer learning in the small steps rather than the big ones. Be flexible and set the targets. The most important thing for the male students is to establish a routine, prepare a schedule, and practice mindfulness. Rural students should recognize that procrastination is a harmful habit. It is recommended to be an effective planner, good organizer. Stress and anxiety should be avoided and adopt the effective coping strategy. Here comes the limitations. Biasness of responses and response left unfilled is a major limitation. Less student, especially male in science stream in rural areas is a major limitation. Tool selection, cost factor and seeking permission is a time consuming. Language acts as a barrier among rural undergraduates while filling the response. Time, energy and money acts as an obstacle in this study. Suggestions for the future research. It can be done by taking the samples from different states of India other than Punjab. The study can be conducted on the various dimensions of disengagement such as goal, moral and the psychological disengagement. It can be done on the students of class 11th as they enter the new streams and the new environment. It can be recapitulated to the first year medical students, engineering students, law students and other professional courses. It can be validated on the larger sample. In future research, colleges used in this research can be categorized on the basis of government colleges, aided colleges and self-financed colleges. The selection of colleges from districts of Punjab, from Majha, Malwa and Doaba region was on the basis of the highest enrollment and on the basis of the gender, locale and the stream. Moreover, same and the different selection criteria may be adopted for the sampling purpose. In future research, other than gender, locale and stream, demographic variables may be considered for study. The future research can be replicated for exploring the impact of academic burnout and disengagement on the academic performance of students, the moderating effect of academic procrastination. Other variables can be added in the future research such as phone addiction, self-efficacy, motivation, loneliness, mental health, as they are not confined to this particular set of the variables. Thank you, ma'am.
So we start. I think you have some water. So, Gagandeep, thank you for that elaborate presentation, of course, in a condensed form. The work that you've done will be spread over 5 years. You took 5 years?
4.5.
4.5 years to complete. It's a very good work and a lot of effort has been done by you. You see, the guides act as supervisors, giving you directions, because you are actually the student, the scholar per se, who's working, at the grassroots level. And when we read the reports and the questions come, these questions are basically not to criticize your work, not to talk about the limitations, the shortfalls. I mean, I also have, you all have. It's basically to understand certain nuances which were not clear to us for whatever reasons, because we had not done it. I have not done it. So you have more clarity than me. That's the whole idea behind this. And I think that you can sit and feel comfortable. I mean, this is not a class. Take your water, take your whatever you want, so that you can a little bit more understand deeply the work that you've done so passionately.
Thank you, ma'am.
Can we go back to your sampling slide?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, you are operating it from here.
And slide should be easily.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
See, you have specified that your total sample comprises of 1,320 students at the undergraduate level.
Yes, ma'am.
That's your sample. Can I know the population?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, it's,
You can sit and look at the
Okay.
form, however you are comfortable. You need those slides as well. Yeah.
and that population is about 4 lakhs, 4 lakh, approximately it is 50,000.
4,50,000.
Yes, ma'am. From from the whole state of Punjab.
Yeah,
It
that
is.
comprises the
Yes.
box, because out of that you selected the regions and then the colleges.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
and the streams and all.
ma'am. That is the undergraduates from all streams.
Yeah, obviously, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
You've taken all streams.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So that comes to what percentage? What percentage you have taken of the population? If you're saying 4,50,000,
Ma'am, actually, I'm using the online sample calculator.
that's okay. This is important for us, because when we face questions, I know what you've done, but when we face questions, you see, we should have clarity as to this comes to be less than 1%. What percentage of the population is my sample? We are not here questioning the 1,320 students, okay? I just want to understand what percentage is this of the total population?
Ma'am, actually, I want to add one thing in this. The number 4,50,000 that I'm talking about, that is for all the undergraduates in the law streams and in the other. And when I divided it is with respect to the science stream and the commerce stream and the art stream of the Majha, Malwa and Doaba region, in that the number reduces. And from that number, I have go with the calculator, online sample calculator, where I have go with the 95% and 5% of the margin error, and there comes the, from science stream it is 382, from arts it is 380, and from the commerce stream it is 376, and that total becomes 1146, and on the basis of that, to get the credibility of the results, I have incorporated 1320.
Yeah. So maybe are you talking about the 4,50,000 as all undergraduate or only the first year students?
No, all undergraduates.
That's a total complex,
Yes,
all
ma'am.
3 years.
Yes,
right? Okay. Now can I see a slide on the tools?
लैपटॉप इधर ही रख लो।
No, wire.
अच्छा, चल रही है ना? वो आ सकता है। आंटी भाई, ये लैपटॉप क्या नहीं आ रहे हैं? That would be easy on the table.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So the first tool that you are that you used, the academic burnout tool, that tool is by
Juliana Campos.
this is not an Indian tool.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So how did you, my first question in this, with regard to this tool is, like, when did you collect the data, which year?
Ma'am, I have collected in 2024, 2023, while revalidating it.
Yeah, so that's how many years after this tool was developed, and hasn't this, like, lot of things change in a span of 5 to 7 years. So how did you check the validity of this tool in 23? That's my first question. And the second is, how did you contextualize this tool which you have taken from somewhere else?
Ma'am, I have checked the validity of this tool by doing the EFA, CFA, and then the reliability statistics, fitness estimates, and KMO, and all these things give me the results that my track is, I'm on the right track regarding these things.
And how did you contextualize this tool?
It is for the undergraduate students, especially the college students.
I understand.
In that context only.
Like, for example, you see, this tool was not developed in India, okay, because the title only says the Copenhagen, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So we don't have that context here. Are you understanding my question?
Yes.
So my worry is that how do we say that this was contextualized? Because Indian students have a different kind of an academic burnout in comparison with the students from that place.
Because in this there are the 4 dimensions and the general questions are there. The same things we are facing
Like what questions?
regarding the personal burnout, regarding the studies related, regarding the classmate related, and regarding their instructor related. For example, personal burnout, that long-term study impact the health of the students, long-term study impact the mental level of the students, like such questions.
Yeah, but you see, academic burnout, I still worry because we will have, we don't have the same kind of academic burnout here.
Yes, ma'am.
What we study in India, you see, when you go and study outside is very different. So my concern is that I also use many a times.
Yes.
I'll just give you one example. See, I used once a tool because I was trying to understand the stress in the army wives. I did not find a good tool in India. So when I was trying to look for a good tool, I found it somewhere in the US.
Yes.
Now this tool had an item which said that we eat supper at this time. But in India, we don't eat supper. That's my goal. I hope you understand. Then that tool also had an item that on Sundays we go to the church. We don't go to, all of us don't go to church. That's my concern about contextualization. We contextualize the tool. We cannot use it like that.
I was talking about the items, that whether they are contextualized and whether they are relevant to the Indian scenario, or there are any
Some those items which are not as per the Indian scenario or as per the initial testing of the items have been done, that will be deleted.
Probably if it see yeah, that is the different thing. Ma'am is asking like you are using a foreign tool in Indian scenario. So how you check and how you confirm that it is correct for Indian context and Indian environment? How you check?
From the theoretical constructs and from the nomenclature.
Have you found any previous studies where this tool is used in India? Have you checked the items, that statement, is it relevant to India?
And yes, I have used that. In India it is already started, and from there I get the knowledge about this.
Yeah, but at the same time, while you were doing the research gap, in that you mentioned that there aren't any studies.
Few
Few studies are there.
Very few, especially with regard to the disengagement.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I know the Department of Commerce is a young scholar we have in our university, so she came and we did it online. So she was particularly interested about the disengagement and the engagement aspect, because she said that there is more orientation when we don't study disengagement as, particularly a variable. That was my concern. And the second tool also is not from.
It is also from.
You see, actually, what you have done, I mean, I have no doubts about that, I'm not questioning, but you see, generally, let me say that if you had developed your own tool, you could have claimed a patent.
Yes.
Why did you do that? I mean, one is you don't have the potential, you didn't try that. Second is you didn't think like that. So, if you didn't have the potential, I wouldn't be discussing that with you. Not that you've done your presentation very well, you've done very good work, but why did you think like that? And the other hand, like one of the faculty members was saying to students, it's everywhere. The number of publications, we don't have so many in the journals that could have been there. So 2 patents were in your hand, but why did you miss that? This was so easy. You see, we think that tool making is a tiresome or a long, it isn't like that. So PhDs nowadays, ICSSR gives you money. Professor R.C. Patel was given the money. Of course, he had a very big group, he made a big group eventually, just to develop a tool on happiness quotient. Just see, in India we don't have any tool on happiness. We don't study happiness, what is happiness. So during COVID we did that, and we were part of that particular group, and I think they got some about 14-15 lakh rupees. And they got this money. Second is that they had many people who got this opportunity to work, and the third is the patent. So what are you doing? And then the best part is nobody has done a PhD on the development of the tool. So somebody who does the PhD will have additional benefits. So that's what, that's what my point was. Okay, now let's move to your results. Now, you made a comment where you said that first year students pursuing their undergraduation, they had the lower level of burnout. Their burnout was not so higher in comparison with the other students. Yeah.
Yes.
Why so? What was it? But you've done this work, no? The first year undergraduates, they have a lower level of academic burnout. I'm asking you, why is it like that? What could be the reason?
The reason is that after school, first year in college, they are used to the conditions of the school's environment of the school. They are less serious as compared to the second year students and the final year students.
Okay, that is the reason. And similarly, you also talked about that in the discipline of commerce,
Yes, ma'am.
which is higher.
Yes.
Why the commerce students have higher, percentage of burnout? Why so? Why not the other streams? What is so specific about the commerce students?
Ma'am, actually, I am also teaching in this stream, in this field only. A little bit information is related to the budgeting, financial year, the current issues. That is the additional part of their curriculum rather than the prescribed syllabus of them. I give them to give the report on the budgets also, to give the report on the financial year data also. Regarding this is the additional work that is less in arts and the science stream, because they have to be updated as per the present scenario, present current year financial year knowledge.
Do you think that is the reason?
It can be because they have to do the sessional works and they have to visit the banks also. In the first year they have.
They would be doing similar kind of activities in the other disciplines also. Maybe the style or type, the context is different. They would be doing it. Not that the commerce students are doing more, in comparison with the other streams.
No, ma'am, but the findings is that the commerce students are a little bit facing higher burnout because they have to be updated as per the present knowledge of that particular financial year, and secondly they have to visit the banks, they have to visit the industrial units, and they have to give the reports regarding this.
Yeah, but I'm saying these students who are from the other faculties, the other disciplines, would also be engaged in maybe different kinds of activities.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, little bit the difference is this, that they have to go outside the college premises to explore, but the science students, they are within the laboratories, and art students are within the libraries at max, but not the outside the college they have to go.
Because in that case, it could be that the exposure to the commerce students in the faculty of commerce at the UG level is much more than in comparison with the other faculties. I will look at it like that.
There may be one more reason that many students take commerce during undergraduate only, so that the pressure of accountancy and all can be there. Maybe they.
Yeah.
But then because science, they have a background of science, only then they can take science in the undergraduate.
Yes, ma'am.
And art students generally have the lighter mode of subjects in comparison to commerce.
Commerce students.
Accountancy comes, which is again a mathematical form. So maybe a reason if you can find out. You have interacted with students, so you should be doing that.
That is the thing that I wanted. That interaction helps you to get answers to many questions. And you also referred to the disengagement in the girls being higher.
Yes, ma'am.
Why that so?
Ma'am, in case of disengagement, little bit girls, they are more disengaged because they prefer to do the preparations of the exams while disengaged from their classrooms. But one thing I got in my findings that the individual who is disengaged but their academic performance is good. while at home, and the same situation is with my one student also. He is preparing for the she is preparing for the competitive exam, and she qualified that exam, but she is not regular in the classroom. But academic performance at the end of the result when he got, that is quite good.
Yeah, but then that means your research takes us to a different dimension altogether, that the regular teaching has no meaning. It is not relevant.
It has meaning, but there are the exception students as well, there are.
No, because you see, nowadays we see, absenteeism being very common. So your study should be taking us to a direction which says that absenteeism should not be there. That's why we study. So isn't it, I mean, if I was at your place, a student, I would have seen that why is it that, they are disengaging, try to find out the reasons. That cannot be the only reason. Because I was myself asking the same question to some of the students in my class yesterday. Since yesterday was Mahatma Gandhi's martyrdom, we all know, I went to a village to be with children and, the rural children and the government school children. So by the time I came back, so one set of class was this. When I asked them the same question as to why the number of the students is lesser, their answer was, ma'am, the day you take the class, we come, in full strength. So I said, but how do you guess that I'm going to take your class or not going to take your class? Because yesterday I took your class, the number was still, like few of you were there. Then somehow I said there's something fishy. So I told her, I said, you sit down, have a glass of water and let me also have my coffee. And after that, I just told her, I said, you have now another class, right? So she said, yes. I said, how many students will be in that class or are in that class? So she said, it is full strength, which I doubted very much. So in the meantime, I told somebody to go and check. By the time she she was sitting with me. So then I said, I will give you the answer to your question. I said, is this not true that the teacher at the PG level, so this is even younger class, the teachers in the class give you something to, they give you what? They dictate some notes. What do you call that? They read from that. I can never do it. I don't know how they do it. So some teachers come ready with some content because they want to discuss in the class. They ask the students to write. She said, yes, ma'am, we are very happy. They are very good teachers. I said, well, they're ruining you, your future. And I can't teach you if you want that. I said, I will ask out of the department to change my class with you because I cannot talk to walls. Now, the whole idea of sharing this particular experience with you is that it's a concern. You see, you are a researcher and then you are also a teacher. Yes. And you have experienced this. So shouldn't it be bothering you and a concern to counsel and to ask? Because you see, with the peers, we have that Keller's theory in, psychology, wherein we know that the doctors that we have, the peer learning, the peer counseling works, very effectively. They may not tell a teacher, but they don't mind telling a scholar. कि इसलिए नहीं पढ़ते ये teacher ऐसे खुद ही घूमता रहता है ऐसा वैसे. They don't mind telling you. See, you know what is happening. Now this feedback is not to criticize. I repeat once again. Feedback helps us to kind of improve and give guidelines like you were suggesting. We could do subsequent research on these areas. But my concern is that the suggestions are already there as to why is it that they're disengaging in the first place? Why is the teacher failing to engage the students that way at the undergraduate level? Because if disengagement starts at that level, it continues. It comes in the higher education. They don't take their classes in B.Ed. M.Ed to सवाल ही पैदा नहीं होता. For them, it is a picnic. So I tell them, जाओ बाहर कॉफी पियो, इधर क्या करना है? चलो बाहर सारे. So that is one. The second is a lot of responsibility on the teacher. As teachers, we all teach the students. There are different methods, pedagogies, do this, do that. But when it comes to the same student coming in the class, we do not encourage. Right? And we don't even practice. I am just the opposite. Because the day I entered the university, the same teacher who had taught me, he said, Renu, जो मैंने पढ़ाया ना, वो इधर करना नहीं है. करना वो है जो मैंने तुम्हारे साथ किया है. जब मैंने कहा, sir, I'm sorry. There may be other students, I will do exactly what I was taught. I will prepare, plan my lesson every day, and I will ensure. So many times he would come and he would say, "He kuch school thode na aaya." So I would tell him, "Sir, that's the problem.
Yes.
We think that, students are too mature, too grown up, but somewhere, somebody has to make that difference. And it is you. It can start from you. It can start from us. Nobody is going to come from there." So in that context, this was worrying me because on one hand we say that if the research says, not we, research says that I don't know about Punjab, maybe this is true. You see, in your undergraduate, what do you call the board? Not the board, the university exams, the girls outshine the boys, or it is the other way around in Punjab? Girls zyada
always show better performance.
That's, I think, pan-India, and almost everywhere, right? Now, if that be the thing, and if disengagement is true, then there should be no college. Colleges should be closed.
At least
That's a problem. If they think that they can do so well without attending I think that's a very big matter of concern. That itself can become a big Ph.D. Because in the West institutions, like I was sharing, before this, when I was talking to the scholars, that when I was in the US 2 months, I saw that there are hardly, यहाँ हम कहते हैं मेरी क्लास में बच्चे थोड़े हैं, कितने हैं जी 7 हैं, वहाँ होते ही 6 हैं, मेरी क्लास में 6 ही हैं, 7 ही हैं, उतने को ही पढ़ना है, 25 को तो पढ़ना ही नहीं है, वो तो काम कर रहे हैं. So I think we have to be clear whether we want quantity or quality. So this is actually very much worrisome for me. And then also you were saying that at the UG level, there is low level of academic performance. I don't understand why is it like that.
Academic performance.
And one thing more, why have you taken UG students? What logic do you have for that?
Ma'am, I have particularly taken the first year undergraduate students. In my Rationale, I have already discussed that there is need to particularly study the first year undergraduate students, because after +2, first year in college is a period where they have to make the multiple adjustments in their personal life as well as in their academic life.
But why not after class 10 that they have to do it? What makes us believe that it is in the first year of college? Because by the time they reach first year of college, they have already ruined themselves, in my understanding. Because class 10 there's nothing wrong, it's just that we are discussing.
Yes,
I wanted to know, is there any other logic besides this?
Ma'am, actually I am working in a B.Ed college, and I am also having the degree college along with that. During my experience, that is the theoretical construct of my, I came to know the first year undergraduate students, and I am having their class. In that, I firstly face the problem in which they are less sincere and they feel the burden and they feel disengaged. Out of the 20 students, only 10 came. These are the various problems, and when I gave them the assignments, they postponed that assignments. I have changed my methods of teaching. I involve the innovative techniques to give them the lecture.
Like, innovative techniques like?
I discussed the different project methods. I planned for the visit to bank also. I have planned one industrial visit along with them. These are the different things which I have added on. But firstly, they are just like the students of the school. They are not as the undergraduate students, and they are not as the college students, but they just behave as they are less mature, less attentive as compared to the final year and the second year student.
Right. So in that case, for your research, have you taken the third year students? Don't you think that you would have got different responses altogether? More mature responses, because you see, you cannot be, and you are not the deciding factor for them कि उन्होंने ये स्ट्रीम गलत ले लिया, वो गलत ले लिया, उन्होंने जो ले लिया. But have you taken the third year? And again, you see, coming back to that sample, so I again ask you, 4,50,000 are the students in the first year or the total?
Total.
So then that is not your population. That answer is wrong. So I have to correct that. So your population is only, because you've already delimited, only the first year. How many are they? Number one. Number two is, if you take the third year students, कितने होते हैं? 3 years का ही?
3 years.
You don't have 4 years undergraduate, no?
No.
Like we have. Okay. So, don't you think that could have been?
No, that is the total population of the undergraduate, and from there I have find out the first year undergraduate, second year and third
How
year.
many are first year?
First year is about 2 lakh.
That is what my question was when you were saying 4 lakh. That's what I was repeating again and again, that it cannot be 4 lakh. Anyway, so now tell me about this, why do they have low level of academic performance?
Again, same, the first year undergraduates, they are less attentive, less concerned to,
I don't agree with that. To my mind, you see, the first year they are more, that is, I may be wrong, I don't know, but I somehow feel. Because when I teach PG students, first semester, they are very well behaved and then they learn the tricks. So they know, kisko kitna beku bana. Pehle saal mein unko kuch pata nahi hota. They're very innocent, somehow that's my experience with them. So, but they know that they cannot, but how to, where to go and what to do, they learn over a period of time. That was, because your college does not have higher secondary, it's just a college.
no, ma'am, it's there, +1 and +2 is also there.
So what do you have in your college?
Ma'am, one is the school, +1 and +2, and
So the same set of students come there.
no, they are different.
So you have from class 1 until college?
Yes,
one
ma'am.
campus?
No, when there are 3 campus.
Where you did the study in that campus?
No, ma'am, I'm not doing the study over this. This is the theoretical construct from which I first find the one way, one light from which these variables come into my mind. I have to work on this.
Yeah, so now if I ask you to relate this to an established theory, okay, so which theory will you relate this to?
And with which variable?
Not the variable, your study. You see, you need some kind of a construct to arrive at this topic. So we drive at some theory. Theory in terms of, where will you park your title of study? Where will you park it? What gave you the insight to study this?
So initially my experience while taking their classes.
What is the observation? Ma'am, I'm asking about in terms of different theories which we study, like if we take example from psychology. So how you relate your title to which type of theoretical construct?
वो होता है ना, हम किसी से रिलेट करते हैं, तो आपके लिए तो not one will give you theories. That's another thing. It's it's not. It's like most of us are not able to do that. But when I see the the advanced research, it emanates from a theory. So we talk about all of us have studied about the theories of learning, but these are obsolete. So I am a member on a forum. It is called Forum on Contemporary Theory, FCT. Now FCT, if you have heard and if you have participated, it is out of this world kind of. It has 75%. I'm not again saying that West is better, but there are 20% of people from India, and they are across. But what does this forum say? This forum says, I was quite surprised when I became a member, because it is very difficult to become a member. So when I became a member, I asked them what is the mandate, and the mandate is, challenge to theory. Because this theory is wrong, conditioning, operant conditioning, you cannot do that. You have heard of the story of the monkeys and the capsular? Right? What is the moral of the story? If you know that?
It was like he was throwing.
Yeah. What do you learn from that? The capsular throws and the monkeys also throw the caps, and the capsular collects the caps and goes. Okay? Now, in today's, I'm not teaching 500,000-600,000 years back anything. This is 2025. So now we again have the capsular, we again have the monkeys. The capsular sleeps, the monkeys take the caps, the capsular throws, but the monkeys say, we have read that story, capsular. We will not throw our caps. So you have to practically see that things have changed. They are not the same. So this theory can be challenged. all phases of learning, whether it is conditioning, whether it is learning by doing, everything has changed. Insight theory, because you see, it's totally different. So I think it's very important for us to be, things have changed, haven't they? So with the change, we cannot say, like you also mentioned about procrastination is higher in males. I have objection to all these statements somehow, because whenever I'm given an opportunity to talk on, you see, many times I go for the radio talks and all, and their favorite topic is that there is something called as male chauvinism, right? So the minute the first question comes, I say, I'm sorry to say, it is the other way around. It is a female stopping a female. Am I right or wrong? Not to study, she has to do this. The male, your father will never tell you. It's your mother, it's your sister, it's your aunt, it's whatever. So then, when they know that they have been taken for a ride and they say that really, no, we wanted you to talk about, I say, but that is not in the society. We're talking of something which is obsolete. एक तरफ से हम कहते हैं gender equality, empowerment. Where is this empowerment? See, our problem is, like you see, we've done this study, but you've done this study in a construct where people are all educated, informed. Had you done this study in a total rural area, in the first year, I can assure you that the results would have been totally different. But in the urban locations, if you do in the third year or third semester, whatever you call, third year, why is there so much difference between the rural and the urban locations? We have to see all pros and cons, because eventually, like I was asking in the previous session, the whole objective of being in higher education is to find an appropriate job, but for that job we have to see everything has changed. Things are not just the same, So in this change, what is it that that can fit in or suit in? Another thing is that I think it's sometimes I worry. I do not spoon feed my scholars, believe me, never ever. I let them fight their own battles. They are very uncomfortable because I always tell them you can leave me and find another, but they say नहीं हमें 10 साल लगेंगे हम आप ही के साथ करेंगे. Eventually, when they come out and they defend their own theses, you should see the glow on their face. I'm not doing it; they are doing it. Had I held their hand, they would always be, like, now ma'am will walk with me, ma'am will do this, ma'am will do that. No, you do it yourself. And the publication, like what you were saying, your concern, it has to be there. It cannot be that, we do later or we don't do whatever. So that's another concern that I have. And I did not understand the question in this report. Another thing, there is already a lot of work. Can you go back to your title page? See, there is already a lot of work done on these, the academic burnout, disengagement, right? And also the procrastination. What new knowledge have you been able to add with your work to the existing knowledge? Because you mentioned something about the research gaps.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is new?
Ma'am, I have added the mediating role of academic procrastination. The influence of academic burnout and disengagement on the academic performance of the college student. In somewhat, the variables are used in different variables in some context or the other. But I have added the mediating role of academic procrastination, whether it mediates or not.
Okay. And did you face any difficulties in your data collection or in your tool? You did not. Did you develop any tool?
No.
So, my university, you have to develop a tool. We don't allow all ready-made tools, because when you develop a tool is then that you become very closer to your research. You actually go through that. That's very important. So, did you face any difficulties in data collection?
Yes, ma'am.
Like?
Initially there is the linguistic problems also, and that I have to be verbally a little bit, the translation problems are there and I have to deal with that verbally. And second is the problem that the biasness of the response. Sometimes there the questionnaires come where two friends collectively they mark the question, so I have to discuss with them that you have to be separately, you have to fill it. These are the problems. And the third problem I have found at the time of the tool selection, seeking the permissions. It is a very time consuming process, seeking permissions, and it is initially I started with the /burnout inventory, but it is very costly. It is about 1,50,000. So I have skipped that and I'm deal with the Copenhagen burnout inventory.
Okay. And these, your tools that you've taken from outside India, I think they're in English language.
Yes, ma'am.
That's another concern, yeah. So now, if you are asked to make 2 improvements to the work that you've already done, what would these 2 improvements be?
One is with the thing is the sampling you have said regarding that I'll add the stream-wise from the science, arts, commerce, and along with the law students, medical students, and all that. That is, and second is with the concept.
Ma'am has already given a number of times for the improvement.
Yes, ma'am. And with the recommendations and with the findings of the study.
Okay. Now, how do you relate your work with MEP 2020?
The national education policy. That is, I think, with the 10 plus.
How do you relate your study, your work, with MEP 2020? Is there any relationship?
One practical approach would be there for teaching. Innovative methods and techniques and skill-based education should be there.
You have already done this work, okay? You did this work in 2024,
Yes, ma'am.
right? Data collected 2024.
23.
Policy, yeah, the policy came in 2020. So you knew about the policy, right? So how do you relate it? What is it that reflects in your study vis-a-vis the policy?
I mean, incorporated that also.
What ma'am, that's what ma'am is asking. There are certain things which you can relate with.
See, your studies as it is, to my mind, it does reflect about MEP 2020. That's the thing you see. Nowadays, when we hold interviews, these are the questions. How do you relate this with MEP 2020? Where do you place your study with regard to higher education in Punjab? How can you bring the change that you want to, in the college education in Jalandhar, and especially the 3 places or regions that you have chosen?
Yes, ma'am.
And from where will you start? Because what happens is we do this study, then this is somewhere in our library or at our home, so we never, after our research, we forget about it. So there has to be a lead, there has to be, this has to be the inspiration for you to, this actually is the start of your journey, not the end of your journey.
Yes, ma'am.
So there are 100 steps, you are on the second one or the third one. So you have to have a plan of action. But based on the recommendations of this, maybe you can make a little more improvements, go a little more deeper, pick up the points, take the help of your guide and your colleagues, write a nice paper and give it through the university to the government in Punjab so that we can look at the higher education. Give one to the Ministry Government of India. That is what I do with all my researchers. And that is how, you see, I am in many committees. It's because people know that she's working. You're very working, but people don't know you,
Yes, ma'am.
So how will they get to know about you? So I think you have to have a plan of action, at least for the next maybe 3 years, unless you're planning to do a postdoc. I don't know what you're planning, what is in your mind. because ICSSR does come up with postdoc, opportunities, does facilitate, so that could be one. So I'm done, and many congratulations for defending it so well. And there is always a scope for. We cannot say that this could be or this is the final verdict. And for that, I take a lot of insight from the life of Guru Nanak. Because people, would generally question and ask. We all have heard about the life of, I read it so much, I think for me that's the guiding lifeline, which gives me that ignition every morning when I see that. So, he would travel very often. So one of the travels, he went to a village, and the people of this village said that we are all educated and we are all enlightened and empowered people. Why has Nanak come here? We don't need him at all. Because we are all, quality, intelligent and nice people. So, but Nanak was Nanak knew that. So he asked for Nana to go and get something to drink or eat. That's what they would do, in his, during the time that he was traveling all over. So he goes, and the first house that he goes, so he has some kind of a pot which is filled with milk, and he tells him that you go and tell Nanak this is full of milk. Villages like that, we have all the qualities. There is no scope to add anything in this. So like Nanak is Nanak, so Nanak came back to that house, opened that jhola he had, took a flower and put that flower on top of that milk. And he said there is always scope to add something. So if Nanak could do that, we all know that I take so much insight from his stories, and these are full of lessons. So therefore, I generally say that, this is not that nobody is doubting anybody's work. Like I'm saying myself that my PhD will maybe have much more criticism than. It's not criticism, I always look at it. In fact, when I had my Viva, my expert was, God bless his soul, he's no more, neither my guide nor my expert. So he said that I gave an additional 150 pages on the day of the Viva. He says, what is this? I said, sir, you've taken 1 year to conduct my Viva. It was after 1 year of my submission. So in that 1 year, there is so much of development. He said, my God, I'll have to read this, I said, no, sir, you ask me questions. So, that is updating yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
It's nobody teaches, your guide cannot do that. So when we can update with new clothes, with new makeup, with new styles, we need to be academically updated as well. That's very important. So on that note, thank you very much, and very congratulations to you and you also for guiding us.
Now she will call Dr. Gagandeep.
Yes, Dr. Gagandeep, yes.
Thank you, ma'am.